There have been many, none of them famous, which is kind of great. I think it's always the people in your immediate circle who really do influence you the most. And I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of women early in my career, and the first woman who ever gave me a professional job as an actor, I left university for a semester so I could tour with this show, was Sheila Guy Murphy, back home in St. John's, Newfoundland, and she saw me do some Shakespeare in the summer and was looking for someone to fill a role. And it hadn't even really occurred to me. I was studying music. I was going to be a music teacher. It hadn't even really occurred to me that I could turn this into a career. I always thought performing would be something I sort of did on the side. And she said, no, well, you're going to work for this month straight or whatever it is, touring the island. And I was like, oh, you can do that? So it's thanks to her that I even thought that it was something I could do as a career. It's a funny question because it's such a perilous career in terms of, for me particularly, as someone who comes from a small place where there isn't always a lot of work or a lot of options. You kind of take the gig you can get in a lot of ways, but there's something beautiful about playing flawed people. I don't always turn something down because I go, I would never do that. I think those are the roles you should take because it forces you to explore things that are not a part of who you are. The character that I play is Bonnie Harris, who's the manager of the SPCA in Gander. And our story, of course, involves the diverting of planes during 9/11. And it occurred to her, as it would never have occurred to me, that there would be animals among the holds of all those 38 jets that were on the tarmac. And very early in the show, she makes the decision to go in there and find the animals and rescue them. And it's against the advice of other people, and it's against potentially there will be military and police and RCMP and all kinds of people in her way who have the authority to stop her and to arrest her even. But she just says, no, this needs to be done. There's creatures in need. And I don't think Bonnie thought twice about it, and she doesn't now. If you talk to the real Bonnie Harris now, she's like, I don't know, I did what of course I did. What else would I do? So I find that completely inspirational every time, and I love the moment of just, well, no, I have to do this, which is something that you don't get to do in your own real life all that often on a grand scale.